Hi BNI Business Developers, it's Karen and I'm just shooting out a weekly video to you to bring you up to speed on some BNI Business Developers news. Last week we heard from Troy and as usual he wowed and grossed us out with some pretty interesting photos of some of the interesting scenarios that he runs across in his business. So still be thinking of referrals that you could possibly send over to Troy, people that are buying, people that are selling, and even new builds. They're all potential clients for Troy. This week we're going to hear from Brent Haiti, who's our healthy lifestyle architect. And so if you know any busy professionals who need a little bit of help in nudging them towards making some of the healthier choices, Brent is presenting this week, and it might be a great opportunity for you to bring them along and make that referral that much easier. So as you know, the weekly meeting this week is on Thursday, the 17th of March. So hopefully we'll all be wearing green in celebration of St. Paddy's Day. Heard some rumblings that there might be some celebration around that. So wear your green. It's recommended. So as you know, transition is coming. We're only a few short weeks away, and everybody's really anxious to get going in their new roles. Hopefully you've been doing a little bit of shadowing. And as you saw last week, Candace started shadowing last week. This week she's going to do the majority of the meeting, which is exciting for her and for us, and new blood. It's exciting, and it's going to bring a lot of new momentum to our chapter. So be looking for Candace to be leading our meeting very shortly, and hopefully you'll give her all the support you can. Sometimes it's a little stressful at the front of the room. And as we saw, speaking of stressful, last week, the importance of registering your guests was really pounded home, I think, in that we had to, shuffle the tables and find some extra toast or something. We really want our visitor experience to be optimal, and we want them to feel welcomed and anticipated, and that we have room for them. So please, if you're bringing somebody, bring 1,000 if you want. It doesn't matter. We just need to have them registered. So if you could do that, that's going to be great for everybody's experience. So again, we've got a couple of weeks to transition, and I just want to remind everybody about training. There's only 2 weeks left to the formal training schedule being held at BNI head office. So if you haven't registered, if you have not done your training, please register and get that done. Even if you've done the position before, there's new stuff that's always coming out, and it's part of the BNI commitment that we go to annual training. Maybe you don't do MSP every year, you do MSP 4, 5, 6, 7. But training for the role that you're taking over for is mandatory. So if you haven't registered, please do. And if you want to chat about it, talk to your mentor, and they'll be able to reinforce why it's so important. So as I mentioned last week, BNI Parkland is having a visitor day tomorrow, and the visitor day is a unique twist. It's not necessarily just for visitors. It's targeted specifically for BNI members. So if you'd like to go to a Wednesday morning meeting, they start theirs at 7:30. BNI Parkland, please let Lawrence Roberts know if you'd like to come. He will be glad to register you, and I think they said they have something like 50 guests so far, so it could be a really electric energy kind of place. So last week we had a photographer as a visitor, and I saw out of the corner of my eye that he had submitted an application, and that's I believe in progress. So hopefully we'll have some new inductions. Maybe the first week that Candace is taking over, she'll have an induction. So that will be a great news. So in final thoughts before I close off this little video, the transition is a time of celebration, and it's a time that we do something fun and funky. So if you have any really neat ideas, please talk to either me, Tim, or Danielle. And if you have something fun, I think we're going to be looking at a different breakfast just for that one day, and have a few games and so forth. So anyway, that's all I have for this week, and I just wanted to shout out and say, hey, good job. Please take a look at that sheet that Jesselyn makes up every week. It has our top 10 that we're looking for, and if you can bring any of those visitors, please do. And if you've brought visitors recently, please give them a shout and ask them to come back for another look-see at us. So I hope you're having a great week, and I will see you all bright and early in green on Thursday morning. Thanks. Bye.